Okay, so this one will be unconscious multi-modeling of realities. There is a concept called tunnel realities. This is paradigmatic thinking. So for example, if I choose a tunnel reality of a voodoo Nazi vampire and I turn into a dark, gaudy lord that spreads its eminence and terrifies people in the city with its psychopathic silence, then I do so. Otherwise, I prefer to switch to the tunnel reality of a reformed Neoplatonist that is studying the books of Iamblichus, Porphyry, Plotinus, the Aeneads, and so on, and converse in a highly proficient manner about the things that are belonging to my expertise. On the other hand, I may turn into a quirky little pixie lord that decides to converse in my head with the lady from the States that actually arrived with her soul, and explain to her that the way I pick females is that by a little monkey sitting in my skull that plays a little instrument, and I smell their hair, and then I decide which genetic marker in my genetic lab in my brain is deciding that C126 marker is a correct mutation, C25 not so really, the PAX genes. Well, everyone has the PAX genes, the optical nerves and so on. So yeah, acceptable, but I prefer this one is more beautiful, for example. Then again, if I decide to be a malignant, dark, commanding emperor that could speak to millions, don't give me thousands of people. I don't need thousands of people or a group of people. I need millions to speak to command, to commandeer, to give great speeches to, inflamed with fierce passion and great wisdom, perhaps, and knowledge that I want to convey in the most rhetorical and poignant of manners. Then again, I may switch to a social scientist and study sociology of ignorance, and then converse with the persons that are very enraptured by these kind of interests in quite a sophisticated manner. Now, how do we do this? First of all, if we have a large mind, which is very rare nowadays, then we need to detect the audience, the public that we are speaking towards. And we never go beyond what they know, unless we want to be taken for insane or plot some interesting information for personal amusement and left them astounded. But we always adapt to the circumstances. That doesn't mean that I could proficiently speak with a quantum physicist, because I'm not trained in this discipline. But I can operate on many different levels of sophistication, functionalities of language, tunnel realities, condensed experiences, and so on, so on. Hello, my fellow spirits. This is a shadow witch. This is a tradition in the local folklore that if you whisper, sometimes the dead overlay on your whispers, and you can communicate in such a way with these shadow beings. Now, you may say that everything is relative. Not really. The world is large, and when you have a large mind, you can take frames, windows of spectrum of this world, of, let's say, call it reality frequencies, and adapt to it. So you won't speak to a mortal human being like with a demon. You must be a two-headed doctor, one head for the mortals, saying your regular stuff, one head for the world of the spirits, and sometimes three heads to understand it all together. So that's the way I'm trying to operate, and I find it tremendously amusing, as long as it doesn't deflate into some seriousness of attachment to just one role, one circumstance, one reality tunnel. Now, for that you need to have a very robust ego, platinum-like ego, and a strong sense of identity. No identity splinters, no bloody pronouns, blah blah blah. You need to have a very strong Titan-like ego and identity in order to handle it all, because then you can detach from it, and it's like thin air, and then you go back into the role and do your business. So, how did I train all of that? Well, in a certain period of my life, I went through a serious psychotic breakdown, nervous breakdown and decompensation, but I didn't end up with multiple personality disorder. I started developing sub-tunnel realities, sub-personas that I liked. and I treated it like an external commanding center that I call my daimon, the genii, the genius, that holds it all together in the psychic entrails of my mind. So there is a commanding spirit above, and my body and mind, the psychosomatic aspect of it, is somehow for most of the time consciously steered into obedience. So the daimon is the emperor, and the senses, the mind, are the ministers disposing the orders of the emperor or the spirit that sits on a throne solidly. The problem starts when the descent happens, or random possessions, mediumizations, avatarizations, emanations, because the world is very complex, and every nature fights for primacy over your mind, over your soul, trying to cut the link between your daimon, the emperor, and the ministers and the peoples, that is everything else, like your thoughts, emotions, and so on and so on. So, a new model of the mind, ancient model of the mind. So, I would say that the nervous system and the brain and the cognitive emotive factor is necessary, but it's merely a switchboard once a spirit is developed as something externalized. When your body dies, your spirit doesn't, if you are immortalized. And so on. However, your soul as a receptive element will receive what the mind suffered and experienced, what the emotions suffered and experienced, what the transformations of many other occult attributes went through. So, now I shall be an atheist. I don't believe in all of it. Really, honestly. Naive realism, materialism, yeah. However, this shadow thing standing over there in the diamond, hello, proves me otherwise. So no. I'm a panentheist, henotheist, polytheist, because my world is huge. Citing what was his name? I'm large, I contain multitudes, I contradict myself, therefore I contradict myself. Walt Whitman, that was him. So, thanks to that, you'll never get bored, right? There's always something to do, something to commit to, something to write, something to read, something to perform ceremonially, ritualistically. And at the same time, you're not an actor living your role, you're fully what you are at the given moment, because you may. You don't need to act. If you're honest, people may take you for an actor. But they'll never understand that every your move is genuine and authentic, because it comes from your heart, from your spirit, and from your genuine experience in life. Thank you.